Hi, Soul Family. Okay, we're going to have a special reading tonight. We're going to do it my old way, the way I always used to read. I'm not doing any signs at all. This is going to just be a message that Spirit wants to deliver. I'm going to do a few different messages. I'm not going to allow you to choose because these messages just need to be spoken. And loyalty is the word that I'm hearing, right? That's what comes up. I'm going to do this reading all from the vampire deck because I was working with a friend tonight and we were talking about belief and faith and not asking other people what we need to know. We have our own answers. If we aren't sure of something, or maybe we're just a little confused about something, and we go to someone else and we ask their opinion will color our perspective. They have their own issues and reasons for feeling the way they do. They don't have your soul's path. They don't know what your soul chose when you came here. They may have good intentions and want to protect you, but the straight up fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter what they feel. If you don't know how you feel, then it isn't about going and talking to someone else so that they can influence your belief. It's about going into meditation and going to spirit. Period. There are way too many people that get manipulated by their own actions. They have gone to someone else and now they've allowed that message that comes through from someone else to be like a cancer in their life. Put doubt there. Ask yourself, what would love say? What would love do? What is my heart telling me? Not what my ego is telling me, my head, my logical self, because there is no logic in love. There is actually no logic in spirit. This is about following what your soul is telling you. So I worked with this deck. I worked with the Divine Circus Oracle, and I worked with, I think I just worked with these three. And the messages that were coming out were just so amazing that I felt like, you know what, I don't want to do signs. I just want to ask Spirit, what message do we all need to hear? So if I give a few different messages, you know, if Spirit brings us a few different messages forward, it's going to apply in your life. All right, correct for neutrality. For anyone, what is the first message that you want us all to look at, pay attention to? For the most amount of people that will be watching this reading, what is it that you want us to look at? This is one of the messages that kept coming up. Rebellion, upstart, tumult, revolution. Okay, so this is talking about what Spirit wants us to do. They want us to be rebellious. They want us to rebel against what the normal society says must happen, has happened, will happen. My friend Caitlin has been diagnosed with cancer. They gave her a script that was supposed to tell her her life would be ending in a certain amount of time. I disagree. Spirit said that's not the case. I was told my cat Lily was going to die. That was it. I was told that a year ago. Spirit said that's not the case. Use your healing abilities and do your research. Use your holistic system and fix this, which together with Reiki healing, prayers from all the brothers and sisters in my soul family, and my own research and my love pouring into her, she came back. Again, on the brink of death, I even got to the place where I felt it was possibly time that I needed to detach and let her go. And she proved it wrong again, came back from the brink of death. So I disagree with someone else's opinion about what's going to happen in my life. I get to choose what happens in my life. I get to choose how I'm going to think, where I'm going to go, and how I'm going to do it. I'm going to come from a place of integrity, morals, love, compassion, honor. And when I live my life in this manner, I will draw that to me. So this is about, you possibly have been told in your life things have to be done a certain way, right? It's right that this be done this way. This is how we've always done it. We're being asked to conform. And yet, Spirit says we're free moral agents. And freedom is refusing to go along with what everybody else says has to be. Who says that has to be? Who says I have to die at 85 years old? I don't. I don't believe that. My body knows how to regenerate. My cells know how to regenerate. It's only my belief that there's something wrong. What if you had a cancer scare and then the doctor came and said, wow, check this out. It's gone. There's nothing there. I lay odds that your body in you, if you believe that, your body would start healing itself because we have that capability. So this is about finding a new approach to old problems. This is about going after what your heart is calling to, what your spirit and your soul has asked you to do. There may be things that other people think are dangerous, right? They're different. You're being told to be quiet. You're being told to not do that. You're being told not to think, not to act, not to do anything on your own. You're being told to follow. You're being programmed. Drink some alkaline water so you can decalcify your third eye. Right now, you're tired of being told what to do. You're tired of being told to follow what others say should happen, right? Because when you do that, you don't get any closer to what you want anyway. And maybe it's hard for you to stand up and speak. But right now, Spirit said, it's the time. It's the time for you to do this. And it's time to be a rebel. And sometimes people have this, this thing where they're going to be what is that? The rebels in the mountains, they want a name for themselves. They want to look like a hero. This isn't about that. This isn't about this. It's not a romantic thing because it's not easy to be a rebel. People don't like it, right? And right now, maybe others want you to be the leader because you are standing your truth and you're speaking your truth and you're strong in front of them and they want you to be the leader in front of them. But you don't want to be a leader. I don't want to be a leader. I don't want any followers. I don't want to influence you. I'm just going to live my life the way my soul says that it should. I'm following my path, right? We get a choice. So right now you're at the fork in the road. So what are you going to do? What are you going to create in your life with Spirit? Because Spirit can bring us opportunities. They can bring us to a place, right? But they're not going to make it happen for us. We get to choose what we're going to do. I get to choose what I'm going to think when I wake up in the morning. I wake up at about 5:36 and I'm not really awake. I'm just kind of semi-conscious and I start talking to myself. Abundance flows to me easily. My body is healthy and strong. I have loyal, trusted friends. My spirituality grows. I ascend higher and higher. I am so connected to Spirit. I have such faith and trust and love. I talk to myself this way, and then I fall back asleep and my words become part of my dreams as I create my future. I believe in what I say. I do what I say. This is how Spirit has taught me. I didn't go to school to learn. I don't have any doctorates. This is Spirit talking to my soul. And Spirit saying, what is your soul asking you to do? You're being called to speak your truth, to be defiant, to create a distance from those who wish to pin you down, to put you into a box, to label you. And they're going to say that you're difficult. You have an ego. No, actually, we don't have an ego. We're absolutely dropping the ego. That's the thing. Because when I don't have any fear of you, I step away from my ego personality and I step into my highest self. I have no fear of you or of anyone or anything. I'm a powerful spirit creature and I've got myriads of angels around me. And all Spirit wants us to do is to step into our power and join the brotherhood, the soul consciousness that's all around the world, the united collective, with our spiritual brothers and sisters in Spirit that are cheering us on. So you don't have to do this and stand on a platform and throw a temper tantrum. You just need to live your life and do your things. You don't need to offer excuses or reasons. You don't have to explain yourself. It's nobody's business. We all have boundaries, and we have to learn to put our boundaries up and say, we talked today in a reading about who we should share our spiritual gifts with, and I think it was misunderstood. It's not that we have to be afraid of showing our spiritual gifts and letting people know what we are able to do. It's about not throwing our pearls before swine. It's about not wasting our spiritual gifts in the face of people who would make a mockery of it. It's sacred. It's about that. So, right now, when you become the rebel, you don't have a whole fanfare going with you. You walk alone. We walk alone on this path. We came into this world alone. We leave this world alone. We stand on our own. We don't need another to complete us. We don't need anyone to fix things. I've been getting this message from Spirit for the last several days. I was trying to work with my new laptop and there were issues. I couldn't get in. I couldn't unlock certain things, right? And I called the Apple place, right? The Mac, the people where they come from. And an hour and a half later, I told him what to do. He couldn't figure it out. It was so basic, and it was like, okay, I don't understand. I just spent all this time, and this is what he does for a living, and this is his company, and he didn't even know what the hell he was doing. And then I spent 45 minutes on the phone today because I got locked out of my Wells Fargo account, right? My password was being weird. So I spent 45 minutes on the phone with a specialist from them. And she says, okay, one of my cards was declined, right? I've only used one card. And I told her in detail what happened, right? My card was declined. I've got a negative balance. I need to add this, figure out what's going on. I've only been using one credit card ever. So she asked me what was my bank account, what was my checking account number, and I gave it to her. And she goes, okay, do you want me to add this? You don't have this checking account on here. You've only got a credit card. And I said, no, I want my credit card that I've always used. Why would I want my checking account? And she says, well, that's the number you gave me. I said, that's the number you just asked for. Let's start this again. And I basically told her, and I walked her through it. And finally I said, you know what? Finally at the end of it, she goes, oh, well, we could do that. And I said, you know what? Forget it. I've done it myself. Thank you. You were useless. And I thought, why is this happening? Why is this consistently happening? Because why am I going to somebody else to figure it out? Do your research. Do it yourself. It's a trip. I mean, it was a basic message to me, but it came too many times for me to ignore it. It was like, you know what? Don't go outside of yourself. Don't ask somebody else how to figure it out. They don't even know what they're doing. So you're not going to be popular, right? You're not going to have false people backing you up. People like to follow lemmings, right? They like to have a leader. They like to have somebody that stands out. They don't want somebody who's different. But we don't need that. And once we go alone and we strike this rebellious streak and we just do our own thing and move forward on it, we leave that falsehood of the people that are just hanging around us that aren't even really our friends, who aren't really interested in who we are, right? We step into the power of who we really truth feel are and don't worry about placating other people and fitting into a role or a mold. They're gone now, right? They fall away easily because they don't want that anymore. I'm not comforted by false friends, right? It doesn't make me feel good. I'd rather have none than a false friend. Slap me with the truth than hug me with a lie. But then so you go on your journey, and along your journey to truth, to ascension, then you meet your soul family. You draw to you ones like you. This is your soul's path. This is when you finally have realized, I'm responsible for my actions, my life, and no one else. And I don't have to answer to anyone else either. If you understand this message, you'll do this. If you don't understand it, you will feel alone. So it's time to be truthfully who you are and create your own life. And know that you can do this. You'll have more support than you realize. Don't keep a secret what you know. There's more out there.